Howdy, I'm Jace and I'm a sex addict. I come on to answer questions about my life as an addict or person in recovery or someone now living and learning what it means to be healthy and whole as a person. This week's question, I'm actually surprised that this has not come in earlier. It's a really interesting question. The question was, do sex addicts go through withdrawal? And the short answer is yes, absolutely. It's not that the withdrawal is coming from the sexual acting out directly, but all of that acting out behavior triggers the reward center of the brain, and we're dealing with dopamine and our receptors and all of these things. And so when we take that away, that which was releasing more of those feel good brain chemicals that have become accustomed to, yeah, then withdrawal sets in, and it looks a little bit different for everyone. Some people report it being physically painful. A lot of folks are irritable, can't sleep. It throws off digestion and appetite, mood swings, mood changes, big time for me. I went through withdrawal several times because I've relapsed and kind of started and stopped and was trying to do the recovery thing and not doing it great. And for me, withdrawal comes in the form of like this all-encompassing, just unbelievable anger. I can best compare it to like the old like horror movies of a werewolf transformation and just like ripping through the skin and like bones coming out and nails or claws or whatever coming through in the spine, just like tearing apart, and then this monster being left in its place. That's what it feels like for me. Like it is almost impossible to just stay in my own skin, and it just is so painful, and I become furious. Any little thing, like the tiniest little thing, turns into this mountain of rage. The last time I went through withdrawal, since I knew that was coming, since I had experienced it before, I actually like quarantined myself from my friends and loved ones because I did not want to put them through that. And they had unfortunately felt some of the wrath, and it had nothing to do with them. They didn't do anything wrong. They were trying to be supportive. They were trying to be there for me. And I was so exhausted, so confused, so uncomfortable, and just genuinely in pain that I did not act in the same kind and courteous and respectful way back. And I couldn't find that within myself. So I kind of, put myself aside and let everybody know, you've not done anything wrong. I'm just going to be MIA for a little bit. I need to deal with it this way. Of course, I was still keeping in contact with those I was working with in recovery because they understood. They had a little more fight in them, or a lot of grace in order to help me in that time, and because they had gone through it as well. So yes, withdrawal absolutely exists in sex addiction, as with anytime you pull away instantly and severely from those brain chemicals that have been firing, at a higher level. You can experience withdrawal symptoms. There's a lot written about it. If you want more info, there's, documented stuff on it and everything too that you could search out. But that's my experience with it. Thanks so much for that question. That was a really fantastic question. I'm surprised it's not come in before. Yeah. Feel free to send in your questions through my site, suddenlycelibate.com. I'm really not great at social media, and so comments or messages come in through Facebook and stuff. I get a lot of them, and they're not always appropriate, so I don't open them very much anymore because I don't need to see any more male genitalia or porn clips or anything like that. So really, through the contact page on suddenlycelibate.com is the best way to get a hold of me, and I get through those as quickly as I can. I will be back next week. Until then, stay curious.